Hi, good morning. I just returned from the Guild's sector conference in Providence, Rhode Island. And before I began to get back to work doing the things that need to be done to fight for you and your family, I did want to share one moment with you, something that happened there in Providence that I wanted to make sure that you understood. During a candidates forum, I was asked about an incident in 2003 wherein I was speaking at a media reform conference. During the course of that conference, I made some very strong comments about how the U.S. military was targeting reporters and journalists. Journalists from Al Jazeera television, journalists from Abu Dhabi television, and journalists staying at the Palestine Hotel. When I said those remarks, I then was attacked by the right wing for a period of 2 to 3 weeks, very intensely. People like Rush Limbaugh called me a babe. Bill O'Reilly tried to get me to come on his show. Of course, I didn't fall for that one. But nevertheless, I stood steadfastly behind the journalists. Because when journalists are killed, no matter who their employer is, and no matter who is doing the targeting, that's the ultimate silencing of freedom of the press. And to me, that's a critically important issue for the president of the Newspaper Guild to uphold. During the candidates forum, I was asked about that incident. And that basically was my response. My opponent's response was quite different. My opponent, in retort, said that he would never have said what I said. He would not have stood up for those journalists who pay the ultimate price for freedom of the press. I was outraged by that. I think you should be outraged by that. One of the most important things for the Guild president to do on behalf of all of our members, whether they are journalists or whether they work in other professional jobs in this industry, is to stand up for freedom of the press and to take on anyone, even the U.S. government or the U.S. military, who treads on that inalienable right. Thank you, and I look forward to working with you in the future on these issues.